Morning. Well, it's morning as I'm shooting this. It's November 3rd, and I got up early because I wanted to see if I could catch a glimpse of the hybrid solar eclipse. This is a rare occurrence. Only 4% of all the eclipses are this hybrid, annular, total eclipse of the sun kind of a thing, and I was really hoping I'd get to catch a glimpse of it, but because I live too far inland, I wasn't able to. So I'm right now trying to watch a feed from Africa, and they're having problems with dust storms and all of these things happening. And to me, eclipses are an interesting thing because it's an energetic shift. And this particular eclipse is very fascinating, not just because it's a hybrid, but because of where it falls. It's right connected to a new moon in Scorpio, which is supposed to be all about shedding skin and letting go of old ideas and old ways and making space for new and better. There are two planets that go into a square, and I'm not all of that adept with astrology and all of that stuff, but I do understand energy shifts. Like when a person can walk into a room and just, light up the whole room and people's energy changes because they've come into the space. I believe there's something to the energetic shifting of our world. And so this being so close to Halloween, which for me is like New Year's, it's kind of when I do my New Year's resolutions, it's this convergence of all of this fresh start energy for me. And so I got up this morning and I was starting to lay the plans for my annual planning, which I do every November, right at the end of the month, right after Thanksgiving. I take that Friday and that Saturday, and sometimes that Sunday, to lay out what do I want to do next year. And I had the thought that maybe you'd like to join me as I'm going through this process. This is a process that I use every year to give myself clarity on what is it that I want to do, what is it that worked, what is it that needs to change for next year, where do I want to be? And because I teach about building a noble empire and living an inspired life, it's not just about what I want my business to look like, and it's not just about all the stuff I'd like to experience with my family and my friends. It's a melding of those two things. And I thought, what better way to do this than to bring you along for the ride if you're interested. So here's what I'm working on, and it's kind of coming out of my brain right now this morning, which is why I'm shooting this video totally not prepared, with bad lighting and bad hair and bad everything, except for this idea, which I think will be valuable to you. Because what I do, and what I'm thinking will work for you, is if I take a couple of times during the day, on the Friday and the Saturday after Thanksgiving, so that would be the 29th and the 30th, the last 2 days of November, and we will work together for about an hour. I'll teach you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and then you'll have some implementation time to go work on it, or take care of life, or do whatever you need to do. And then we'll come back together and we'll work again for another hour, and then you can go off and do implementation or take care of your life or whatever you need to do. What I'm envisioning is 3 sessions, 2 of them via video, 1 on the phone, so that we can do some Q&A stuff and really dig into the meat of what we're trying to accomplish together on Friday and Saturday. And then that last call on Saturday will be kind of a wrap up and let you move forward. I'm also going to include my Get Your Year in Gear program, which hasn't been available since the beginning of this year, because that's the framework that I use when I am getting clear on where do I want to go, what do I want to do. And last year I led this program and we got a lot of really positive response. So there's a link below that will walk you through exactly what everything is going to be. I haven't worked it all out yet. Once I get it on the page, you'll be able to see it. And if it's something that interests you, I invite you to join me. It's not going to be really expensive because I'm going to do this anyways. Whether or not you come along for the ride, I just figured since I'm doing it anyways, it might be valuable for you to see how I go about planning and maybe find some things in that are helpful to you. Because for me, when I'm making a plan, I can't be all calendar-minded the whole time. That doesn't work for me. It's too rigid. But at the same time, I can't stay lost in the floaty feelings of, well, what are my core desired emotions and what do I want to feel? And because that leaves me too detached. the process that I've created allows me to look at both. What's worked well? What do I want to experience more of? What do I want to experience less of? And how do I turn that into tangible, practical, get-it-done steps that allow me to have a roadmap for the next 12 months of my life, in my life and in my work. So if that sounds exciting to you, I invite you to click on the link and learn more. And whatever you choose to do, I hope you're taking advantage of this new, fresh start energy to move your life and your great work in the direction of your dreams.